Hello, everybody. It's been about almost an hour since I started my other stream. Um, Maybe over an hour, and close to an hour since I ended my last stream. But anyway, I'm here to tell you guys what I thought of Subnautica 1, the first Subnautica that was released back in 2014. Though they waited to put it on PlayStation until like 2016, I believe, 15 or 16. But it was originally released on PC, in like 2014. So, but anyway, so I loved like the game. I loved the music. The music was like for I didn't pay attention too much, but I think there's like, I don't know if this is true or not, but I think it is true though, that there is like you know a different different music for each um each biome. And I like that they have a variety of music. I've heard some of the fan made Subnautica music, and also the the surroundings. Like, I hate the ocean personally. I don't like the ocean. I am terrified of it. But Subnautica is something that I got used to, so it wasn't as scary. But it the ambience of the game was phenomenal. It always, and then certain biomes had like the Lost River, the entrances. Uh, I like the creatures. The first creature you come in contact with is a peeper. The first creatures that you come in contact with are peepers, boomerangs, holefish, rabbit rays, uh, bladderfish, lots of things. And then the first hostile creature you come in contact with is the stalker, and I got followed around by those things, so it was annoying, but it's like I thought that that was an interesting. Before I knew it was a stalker, I was wondering why it was following me, and when I scanned it on my own, it said it was territorial, and they loved metal. They love metal salvage, and their teeth are strong, filled which and it had like titanium fragments in it. I think I saw it said, and I looked it up, and they're territorial. Like I said, they're very territorial. But anyway, the I think it was pretty cool that you could just take. I think it was just cool in general, the fact that you could explore each biome at your pace. But I like games with stories, especially survival games that have stories, because it makes it more interesting. Because it's like, I like games where survival games with stories, where you can just go at your own pace, and but you can do whatever you want, like how do I put this, like not having to do a single thing, like one thing or the other, but like many varieties of things you can do. I like that it was open world. I like survival games that are open world, like no limit. And then I also went into the dead zone, and that was terrifying, and I liked it. The first time I went in the dead zone was like, I think it was the only time. I don't remember how many times I went into the dead zone. Oops. But yeah, I like that it had the ambience. My favorite thing in the game was the ambience sounds. And when I was in the grassy plateaus, when you're facing the ship, the grassy plateaus, like on the left side, when you're facing the ship, the one that's right by the ship on the left of the ship, towards the front of the ship. Those grassy plateaus, that wreck right there, that's further away, is like when you went there, the creepy music started, and it sounded like boss music, you know. And I was like paranoid. At first, I thought that it was like actual boss music, and I was afraid to leave the wreck. So that I was like paranoid that that something spawned around there. So it was like, oh god, am I gonna die? I and then that's my second thought was, oh god, I am not prepared. If this is a boss fight, I'm not prepared. But I found out that it was just the music for like discovering that wreck, and that it was I think it was either just like a music for discovering that wreck, and I guess it was tragic or whatever, or it was just random like that music for that area of the biome or for that biome in general. Um, I'm not sure, but it had the mood. The mood was set correctly. Like it was like it. I could hear when I heard the music of the like certain zones. It like every place in the game was like matching the music in every biome was matching the biome pretty well. And then there were certain creatures. The Reaper, when I first saw the Reaper Leviathan, I heard it, and it was over by it was in the, huh. Am I bleeding? No. But the first time I saw the Reaper Leviathan was the most terrifying moment in my gaming history, in my life of gaming history, of gaming experience. Because it was like I heard the roar, and I was like, I was looking everywhere, and then by the time I turned around, I saw it right up on me, and it's like, oh shit, and you freak out, but it's like when I first bought Subnautica and played it. This is before I was a YouTube and Twitch streamer. Or it was my first years, but I think it was before I started live streaming on YouTube and Twitch. But anyway, I would back then the Reaper Leviathan could find you by listening and tracking you down from a distance. That was the most terrifying thing ever, because you hear it and you're moving along with your prawn suit, your prawn suit, or your Cyclops, or your Seamoth. I like that. Subnautica developers, I play PS4. If you could just put that back in, that would be amazing. Because that was a one that like kept me on my toes. I was like paying attention all over. I like that. That was like it gave the little bit of extra paranoia, and it helps you know that you gotta be aware of what's around you. You know, it gave that sense of, oh no, am I being quiet enough? Or oh no, am I being hunted or tracked? You know, it was like a good paranoia, like good gaming paranoia. Because you had to be aware of the sounds and how close they sound, you know? So, and the creatures, like the hostile creatures, got bigger and bigger the deeper you got. The ending, like the ending of the one part, like where you cure yourself, like the curing ending, was sad. Um, I'm not gonna, because I'm just gonna say it's a spoiler alert. So if you don't want the ending to be spoiled for you, leave now or play the game and then come back to this because I don't want to ruin your experience. But so basically, the ending where you hatch the babies and the babies meet the mother, and the hatching enzyme you use to hatch, to like hatch the, like help the hatchlings hatch from their egg, and then they meet the mother, the babies leave, and then she tells us she's dying. That was kind of messed up, but it made you feel for the emperor, for the sea emperor. And it actually was like, oh my god, I got here just in time. But and then you know, another thing, um there is a moment where you got to say, when you build the rocket, you got to say goodbye to your cuttlefish. That was the hardest thing and saddest thing I've ever had to do, because it grabs your arm, like wraps its tentacles around your arm, and it's like please don't go. And it I was like, oh my god, no. But that's why you always save your game. But telling you this right now, save your game before you turn on the rocket. Okay? Finish the rocket. You can finish the rocket, but don't save your game until don't save your game after you turned on the rocket completely, or even at all, okay? Because then it'll every time you try and interact with you can only interact with your cuttlefish by playing with it. You can't tell it to follow you or anything. I found that out the hard way, and that's why I had to start over, on the series. I know I beat it the one time, but another reason why I started over and did another series on it is because I wanted to do a completionist series, but I didn't know that it was going to be towards the end, so I actually wanted to do a completionist series, but I didn't know when I would be able to finish it. So I will be doing a Subnautica Mik-O-Less mess around. So MIK-O-N wait no MIK-NAUTICA and then mess around is going to be the series. I'm going to put it in here. And it's exactly Mik-O-Nautica mess around. Subnautica mess around. So that's how it's gonna look. There's gonna be more than one episode, whether there's likes or views on it or not. Also, let me check the one what's it called my channel, and then live. Okay. Let's see here. Subnautica. This one that was. Yeah, that's the last one. Hang on, I gotta do something with this. Edit. I gotta make this title say end. Alright, there we go. Okay, so part number 12, episode 12 of Mik-Nautica, which is the end, only got 1 view but 1 like. And then I don't know what this one's about. This one, Mik-O Talk number 1 got 4 views and a like. And then there's a bunch of stuff. Oh, Raph got 6 views. Huh. Looks like I'm gonna have to do another one of those. But yeah, Mik-Nautica was like first time I played Subnautica before I decided to call it Mik-Nautica. It was like so popular. It was the most popular series I've ever had. I guess it's because I did it once and people were like, you've done it before, Mik-O-Less. And it's like, I know I've done it before, but this is like completionist episode series. These are completionist episodes. Plus, I thought that it'd be cool to, like, go back and, start a new game. But I know, and then I did the Subnautica mess around. And it's basically the mess around part is like just doing random stuff, like like building random stuff or making more vehicles, expanding bases, making other bases in different biomes, new bases, multiple bases, and exploring places that I might have missed. So, and looking for eggs so I can get pets. So, yeah, but yeah, so, but anyway, yeah, so, yep, but that's what and I think that, you guys remember my Mik-Nautica Below Zero. I'll talk about that theory next time. But what I think about the alien bacterial infection is that some one of the aliens that built the facility was like at the research facility, and they were trying to figure out what it is. And I think that when the sea dragon swam towards that research center, it smashed right into it repeatedly with its head. And as soon as the research facility collapsed to the ground, I think it breached one of the a couple of the breached a couple parts and released the bacterial infection into the water, and over time it spread from one creature, and then it spread to one creature, and then more, and so on, until it was all over. So they were like, hey, this is not safe because it's infecting a lot of creatures. They're getting hostile. I think they thought, what can we do to keep this from spreading even further? And I don't understand this, but I think they're like, if we can keep anything from leaving this planet and saying bye, see ya, then we have. I think they thought it was so serious, which it probably was. I think it would be, because it's like a deadly plague. But anyway, I think they were like, we can't let this leave the planet at any cost. We can't let this spread to other galaxies or solar systems. That just can't happen. So they created the gun, and with ion power, they were able to, and with the magnetic solar system, like the, what's it called? The, what's it called? The, atmosphere, like the, around the planet, like the, of the, I don't know what's called, but it's like that magnetic field around the Earth, except with Planet 4546b, it's like that shielding, that magnetic frequency shield. It's not a shield, it's like a atmospheric magnetic thing that keeps space from that keeps the Earth spinning and keeps air on Earth and gives us life. But anyway, on Planet 4546b, they found a way to use the outer part of the planet that still has a little bit of air, but still goes far enough out of the atmosphere of the hemisphere, and it can shoot down any aircraft that can land on the planet before it can, so it doesn't spread the disease further than it already has. And then I believe that the creatures that have died from it, and that the everything started dying and became more hostile. But I think the reason why the creatures I think the reason why the creatures that were in the Emperor's aquarium weren't hostile is because they weren't infected. There's no sign of infection there. and the water was clean, and they were like happy. So there was like no threat, and there were like, I think it's because the disease has not gotten into there because it's highly filtered, and there are like cured, like a cured chemical, like a saturated chemical that purifies the water and keeps it from getting contaminated. That's what I think. Now, if you guys have different theories on what I'm saying, on different things that I'm saying, put them in the comments below, and I will read them, and in the next game theory I do on Subnautica, I will do a shout out to you, and that's all I have. And then I will make sure to bring up and tell what I think about your theory, or what you think about that, what happened in the game. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you guys want more of me giving my words of experience, the words of what I thought about a game that I played, leave a like, and if you think that other people would like this, suggest it to them. And as always, I'll see you guys next time. Have Mik-O-Less problems until I see you again. Bye-bye!